So we're all set to go. Welcome everyone. Once again, I can feel the energy of every one of you and the connection between each one of you and the recognition that I feel for all of you is growing every day. And when I talk about that recognition, that is the thing that really has drawn us all out into the open, to where we are quite willing to be who we are. I've spoken a lot about how we can do things, but the main thing is that our signature is basically a recognition of our divine selves. Many of you have heard me talk about a lot of the connections that we have, our abilities, our infinite trust, and our ability to go beyond the infinite and live in this world in a whole different way than what we are at the moment. The excitement in being able to go beyond the infinite to a place where you cannot define, and to feel one another as clearly as we've ever felt anything in our life is really a gift that we bring to ourselves firstly, and then to the world and the universe. The greatest of all things is the presence of your own being. And to feel your own presence is one of the key things that I'm trying to bring across to everyone at the moment. The fact that it's possible to be totally absorbed by your own presence in every minute of every day, and to have the joy and excitement of that presence produces a whole new feeling in the world. With that preoccupation with your own being and with the excitement of what it gives you, all the realities you have at the moment fall away. And it won't matter what force comes from around the earth or from other people. You won't even be interested. And so the consciousness that is built in the atmosphere and built in the earth and built in every structure that we have will change to accommodate our presence. The feeling of the fact that you can feel foreign to this land, foreign to this world, and foreign to the people around you is disappearing. And it's disappearing because we stretch past that infinite to where our infinite powers and our gifts for ourselves and for the world flow automatically. The music that we talk about in ourselves and that drives us is one of the things that we'll play with again tonight. It's unique, but it's so familiar to you all, particularly when you drive yourself into the place where you belong. And that's the infinite beyond all recognition of infinite, where you transmit a special music to the whole universe and to every part of yourselves, to where you don't even bother knowing who or what you are. You are totally occupied in the very thing that is your essence. Totally occupied in transmitting that beauty that needs no description. And the clarity in your frequency comes to everyone as soon as it leaves you. There is no delay. And even as we talk about it, you can feel the music starting within you. You can feel the buzz that's coming from somewhere. And you know that you're responsible, but you can also feel everybody else's. If we look at all the problems we've ever had and all the difficulties we've ever had, and we try to bring them into our field right now, and I've only spoken for a few minutes, they won't come in. They've got no space. They are insignificant compared to who you are. They're totally insignificant compared to where you're going. As we communicate with one another in this new way, we start to become very, very comfortable with all sorts of things. But mostly we're comfortable with the fact that we don't have to think. And so all the effort you've put into putting your life together floats into the background, and you say, at last. Our definition of peace is surpassed by 1,000,000 times. Just through that presence in the infinite, beyond the infinite, beyond anything we can figure out. And the more I say beyond the infinite, the more excited your whole system becomes. Because it can't wait to feel that transmission of its own and to feel the connection with everything without having to justify one thing. I can give you all the technicalities behind how everything works and how your body works, how your connection with the infinite works. But it's pretty well a waste of time when you're already doing it. When the simplicity has switched in, total simplicity, and the beautiful feelings that emanate from you now without saying really a thing are just amazing. There are many I can't see because of the light, but I can feel every one of you. And they're all unique signals and all recognisable as individual signals. As we step forward in life, the total support that we give to everything comes from that infinite, but from us, not from another being. We transmit everything that's needed for everything. We go beyond the beyond and stand there and enjoy every moment, knowing that we are feeding the whole universe. But more than anything, we are feeding ourselves and our presence here on earth. So we are supporting our own bodies, and we're supporting the massive intelligence that we present to our being. That massive intelligence has a whole different form to what we developed here in the physical. And in that intelligence, there is precision and speed and high-speed scanning. There's complex harmonics And there is multi-dimensional, pre-focused activities that leave lasers for dead. And so we can focus, affect, move and change anything in the universe without even a thought. We all know this, and as we talk about it, we can feel it in our hearts. We can feel ourselves grow, knowing that we don't have to know anything about it. Just the simplicity, the total simplicity of being able to be everywhere and to change everything in a better manner than everything we've ever learnt. And so, as we maintain ourselves, we develop skills to fulfill all the things that we thought we should have fulfilled in the physical world. And we don't even have to move out of our chair. To the logical mind, what we're talking about is totally strange. But to us, coming from that point, that source that we know about, we know this is true and there's more. Everything that we tried to do to make things right in our life is now transmitted and successfully achieved because we dared to go beyond infinity. Infinity itself was our limitation. So even though in our mathematical terms infinity was beyond everything we could ever imagine, that was actually the limit that was stopping us from stepping into our true selves and projecting the music of who we are back into the world. One of the things that I haven't delved into up until now is the fact that everything that's ever been said in the Bible is totally true, no matter what version it is, if it's viewed from beyond the infinite, because you don't see the words the same. You don't see the output as the same, and you don't see the results as the same. But you do see that the frequency you put out brings harmony, excellence, honesty, safety, all the things that you had listed for you in one fraction of a second transmission that spreads throughout the universe. Because of the integrity of each one of you, that signal and that unique combination that you put out produces all the things that were ever listed in the Bible. And you don't have to do anything. And we can study all that if we want. But the big feedback that you need is harmony. No matter what you transmit, you receive back. The feedback from the world and from the earth and from nature itself that tells you whether you've got your signal right or not. And if it feeds back harmony, you know your signal is perfect. And this is how we will work from here on. We will understand exactly what the feedback signal is from everyone and everything. And we will adjust our transmission to make sure harmony is the return signal. And it doesn't matter what form the information is fed to you, even if it's a disaster on the earth. You can feel the feedback as a result of your signal to bring you harmony. And there is nothing at all wrong once you have harmony. If each one of you have harmony, all the feedbacks from the world will be positive. The demonstration of what the world thinks about what's happening can be quite different, because it's based on interpretation that does not have anything to do with us. We are totally what I call feed-forward control systems. We don't have any feedback. We adjust forward, we feel harmony, and we move forward. We don't even check to see if someone's smiling. We know it's done. So the certainty of each person comes from that vibration that they send into the universe themselves. So we're getting really, really close to knowing that everything is under our own control. And the only thing that stops that is your own personal programming. Your verbal input can reprogram yourself so that you manage to not deliver what you wanted to deliver. But once again, it's all you. And so it's a really, really good thing, now that we're all pushing past that infinity, to add to our little list of acceptance, to say that nothing is more acceptable than perfect. So to have no tolerance apart from that is pretty good. You'll find that if anybody gets a little bit sidetracked, there'll be a lot of people around them to show that they've changed their direction. Without saying a word, it'll be reflected and the person will see and move straight back into line again, because the effect on each one of us of not having harmony is becoming more and more substantial. The slightest deviation from harmony is very, very difficult, because the power we produce is really enormous. You don't notice it until you get out of line. And then what comes back to you is only a reflection of what won't fit in the world properly. And when you feel that, you can be devastated from your own power. So everything we're doing in this room tonight is simple. And I'll show you a little bit, with the help of Rex, of what the music can do for us. We demonstrated it, I think last week, of what happens when you do transmit from the place where you belong, and how it holds you in endless transmission, such that you can understand and you can feel where free energy comes from. And it really comes from yourselves. And we'll show you that so that you can understand how all the free energy that we're talking about for the future, you have the total answer to within yourselves. So if you could just come with us, and we'll just sit for a little bit and listen to a little bit of music. But what I want it to do is to allow you to put your world above your head, and for you to check out every part of it and feel its harmony, and feel the energies just flowing across and backwards and forwards, so that you can adjust the harmony in every part of your world. And then I want to take you up to where you start to transmit and control that harmony. It's beautiful. Feel it. The perfection of your own world sitting above your head. Feel every part of it, and gradually move around like a mist through every part. Anything that doesn't feel exactly right, just change it. And allow yourself to melt into that world. And as you melt into the world, see yourself as infinite trust. Feel yourself as infinite trust. And now extend yourself up to infinity and just stretch a little bit beyond. And feel your world follow you. So that it just pushes up above the point of infinity. And allow it to transmit with the beauty and the music that belongs to you, with that ultimate frequency of your own, out into the universe and back into your own being. To produce the harmony that you know so well. And stretch just a tiny bit further into infinity, and allow the music to drive every component so that your own unique frequency, your own unique music generates continuously. And allow that music to fill your being. Great. And as you transmit, you start to become totally comfortable. And there is no effort, no thought, and no need for anything. You have now closed the circuit into your world and produced a permanent harmony and an endless flow. That takes nothing to drive it. That's beautiful, thank you. And now you can feel there is something different. And you really don't want to stop. The music stopped and you don't need to stop because your music is still going. And it's endless. And it takes no effort. And if you're game enough to allow that to keep happening, you can go anywhere, do anything, and you will not be disturbed. And everything around you will change as you walk towards it to meet your requirements. Not the ones in your head, but the ones that make up your own perfection. As we do this, I'd like you to see if you can access more than one dimension. See if you can transmit into more than one dimension and feel it come back to you. Feel the power increase as you go into more than one dimension. And it's only by desire that you do that. Good. Feel the temperature going up. And nobody's done anything except decide to direct transmit into more than one dimension. Good. We can continue to infinity once again in all dimensions. And you can see that the power behind that is gentle, but extremely strong. And that's the strength of love, that we really do know. And each one of us can feel the total connection through a whole different system than what we've been connecting before. It's a very subtle connection that's very strong for each one of us and for everything around us. And that subtle connection is what moves mountains. And it's not a meditation, it's real. You can feel it, you know about it, you've always known about it. It'll be a little bit of a shock to your system to walk around like that for a while, because it's too easy. And everyone's been used to working hard to get anything done. I'm taking you to where you always have known, to where you will be from here on in, if you want to. and to where life will just start to blossom because it is life. Just like a flower blossoms because it's a flower. So what we thought was life was only a tiny part of it. The excellence that we can feel grows every day, and it increases by the square of every second to such an enormous degree that the physical mind cannot hold it. But what will happen is you will look back. You won't notice a great deal now, but you'll look back after a while and say, wow, I can't remember how I used to live before this time. Because life becomes so easy and so gentle, so exciting, and so rewarding, that it's the total opposite to the dead end you thought you got to. So when they said that things would change in 2012, they changed already. In 2012 we'll look back and say, wow, it's different, isn't it? But it's already changed. You walk in the forest and feel the nourishment that's there now. It's very, very fine. You don't have to do anything. It's like medicine. You walk there for half an hour, even just having a chat to somebody, and you'll walk out feeling great. Even if you had a sore leg or a sore back or a sore neck before you went in, you'll walk out okay. Because that's how it is everywhere. But the woods allow you to feel the true dimension that you're in. When we don't have the woods around, we start to build our own dimension. I've often said that people don't realise how quickly they can build a dimension. But you sit across the table from somebody and you only want to talk to them, you can do that. And that creates a unique dimension. So can you imagine the complexity of the dimensions that you've already built? You therefore need the trees to bring all them back to normal. And with that combination, you will play your music all the time. You will transmit. And you will stay beyond the infinite. What we've done in a very, very short time is taken you to where you can find total comfort no matter what. To where it doesn't matter what's happening around you, you're okay. And to where all the troubles of the world have disappeared into somewhere, but they're not attached to us. And what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of a break so that you can integrate that, and I'd love if we could have some background music while that's happening, because we need everyone to just settle into how it is. Thank you, Rex. It's beautiful. Keep playing. That's it, yeah.